Jackie Blue.
Jacob here.
Here in Bariloche, Argentina, waiting for our Uber. May all great adventures start.
That's true.
This is the most breathtaking hike. Eee, mira, that's like something they put on like the postcard.
I bet that's beautiful if you can see.
We made it to the top and it's like we're on another planet. We have not even gotten to the bad part.
Not a trail. It is an obstacle course.
There's no foreplay. Didn't buy me a drink. Call me pretty. This was not on the fucking bingo card for this. This is the closest I think we've ever come to having to pitch a tent in the dark. Today might have broken me. Well, well, well. We're about a mile in, and I am positively enjoying myself.
The old bridge doesn't look quite as trustworthy.
Huh. Yeah. This is the easiest, most breathtaking hike. This is what makes you love hiking. We just came up to this beautiful waterfall. Oh, with a gorgeous bridge. We're getting very close to Refugio Jacob. Like, what kind of ridiculousness is that? It's gorgeous. Just gotta go up that now. The refugio is in sight. People have got their mate playing by the lake. So, Jacob.
Question is, do they have beer?
Exactly. We have heard rumor that this refugio has for sale cerveza. But don't believe everything you hear on the internet, right? But we are about to find out.
Then you can believe us when you hear
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it going to be less than 8,000 pesos?
I think it's gonna be 8,000 on the nose. But you know what? I will drink it.
I'm going to pay $8 and drink it.
Yep. Club Andino. Maybe we're gonna be up in the club tonight. Now, we gotta go find the perfect campsite. We got here pretty early in the day. There's a few people already here setting up. We don't have a pick of the spots. The sweet young man who helped us check in was telling some other people that showed up without reservations that they were in trouble. So I think it's gonna be packed. Jacob swears that there's a camp spot over here that is amazing. Baby, you found the most amazing spot. How do you do it? Every time. How's my hair? Fabulous. Great. We're hanging out here in the actual hostel. They did have beer. They had craft beer. Yes, $8.56. So my balls are popular apparently with not only myself and Jacob, but something chewed through my bag to get at my balls. God damn it. Why did I have to have such tasty balls? Well, we're having our lonely dinner in the tent instead of in the refugio. We got black bean quinoa and mashed potatoes. They had a book, right? That like you had to sign in.
The book was interesting, so I'm all snooping on the book. And it looks like the majority of the people that have checked into the refugio here have just come from Refugio Frey, which is over like 2 ridges in a gnarly hike. And then they're also every single one of them is going out the way we came in this morning. Tombo.
Right. But yeah, and it says like nationality, so everybody was Argentinian.
Yeah, there was like 2 that weren't Argentinian.
Good morning. The gods have punished us for a beautiful day of hiking yesterday with a terrible night rain. Our tent has sprung many a leak, if you can tell. But yeah, so we also got kind of dripped on. Our bags are wet. Lots of stuff is wet. Although I slept really well, actually. I'm gonna have some hot chocolate for breakfast in our wet, soggy tent before we pack up the wet, soggy tent and go for a wet, soggy hike today.
So, moment of truth. We have to decide. We're gonna go back to the trailhead or hike with a bunch of wet stuff onto what is the most unknown part of the trek, where we're not exactly sure there's a well-marked trail or camp spots.
Sane? Or are we gonna be dumb?
Well,
We've always chose dumb before.
yeah, I think it's dumb. Dumb it is. All right, let's go. All right, we're going around and up and over that path, hopefully. I've fallen behind a tiny bit, but we're almost to the top of our pass. If it weren't raining and I weren't soaking wet, half from rain and half from sweat, this would have been a completely lovely hike.
That'd be great. I bet that's beautiful if you could see it. All downhill now for about 6 miles. Looks like we do have trail markers. That's a good sign. See how long they last.
Oh, there's like beautiful waterfalls and gorgeous, if we could see. Whew, thank goodness that's behind us. Peaks and valleys, dude, peaks and valleys. Every pass you go over, you must come down the other side. We continue to see a well-marked trail, and for half a second, I feel absolutely no raindrops. Oh, we're finally into the trees a little bit. Yay! A little bit of cover from the rain. And the beech trees here are just so cool. Okay, Gen Xers, Beastie Boys deep cut. Wouldn't it be nice to be outside playing basketball in the rain and not get wet? Alas, rain gear only has its limits, and yeah, we've reached those limits today. Just when you think you're the only idiot dumb enough to do something. Oh, a bug just flew in my mouth. You go and find your people. Oh, that tent looks very sturdy for the rain. I'm jealous. This is a really good spot too. Ooh, but alas, Jacob has us slated to go like 5 or 6 more miles total today. If the spot we get to is not as nice as this one, and I'm sleeping in a wet sleeping bag and a sopping wet tent, well, there's nothing I can do about it. But there'll probably be some whining. Oh, wine. If I had wine, that would make it better. Damn it. Baby, turn around. Your butt is all brown. Because you've been sliding down mud hills.
I mean, it should be brown. I slid down the hill long enough to eye roll at myself while I was sliding.
Ooh, it is pretty swift moving there in the middle. Yep, this is where they decided, oh, let's cross the river again. Why not? Our nice trail just hit where a mudslide has come through at some point in recent future. There's a very, very steep cliff down to a raging river. Good news! I didn't plunge to my death. Jacob found the trail. It has stopped raining. Legitimately, I'm almost dry on the outside. Everything inside is wet.
Ow. I've gotten more wet by the stupid bamboo in the forest than I ever did with rain.
Yeah, on the trees. No, I'm wet in areas you don't even want to know, baby. Last crossing for the day, I'm assured.
This
Ooh.
is our way out. That was my contingency plan.
Mm-hmm.
In case that section of the trail was so bad, we were just like, fuck this, we're done. There's a road about a mile and a half that way where we might be able to flag down a bus.
Oh God, knowing there's civilization like only a mile and a half that way. I didn't know that till right this second. There'd be like wine and charcuterie boards like a mile that way.
Oh no, there's not a town there. They flag down a bus.
Campsite. It is the sloppiest wet that I've ever seen our tent. Ugh. And it's almost 8 p.m. And the sun is already, what little sun was out is kind of behind those trees. So I don't know if anything's gonna dry out. But I guess it could be worse. It's not raining right this second. I am inside the tent, but it is warm enough that we can have the fly half up. 10 miles today, baby.
10.6, so says the GPS.
10.6. How many times did you fall, baby?
More than I've ever fallen before combined, probably.
We've got our ramen cooking up in the pooch. Oh, yeah. We made it another day. Why is ramen in the mountains so much better than ramen anywhere else?
Is there anything that's not better in the mountains?
That's true.
You know, this tent was on your list, and now you're using it for its fly, which is the amazing feature.
Exactly. You were on my shit list earlier, Kent. Yeah, this just might not be like the most extreme weather tent. And I didn't know I was an extreme weather camper until recently. Glorious good morning. We had a rain-free evening, but a very dewy morning. You can see lots of water on the tent and still some drips. So inside, just from the dew, I think our waterproofing is starting to fail. Bummer. And we have just a short day of hiking in terms of distance, but with some pretty good inclines. In our first river crossing, we might not even have to get our feet wet. We might break an ankle. Be careful, baby. Oh my God. Look at that gorgeousness. Woo! This is beautiful, baby.
We will fucking meet.
Okay, that was the first time I felt like I was gonna die today. That's really steep and slick. Holy crap. And it just keeps going. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I just can't look down. And it's all fine. Everything will be fine. Can I say I'm almost tired of waterfalls by this point? Oh, first world problems. Jackie Blue problems. Yay!
This is a fun trail. Can we get the last 15 feet without getting wet?
I know, right? There she is. Lake Azul. Woo! And this is only like a third of the way that we have to go today, right?
Well, the very tip top is up there. But we have to get over here because this is where we're taking lunch break.
Okay. Lunch break. I was thinking about how unlucky we were to have rain yesterday. But it was very lucky it was yesterday and not today, because coming up with that steep, slick rock in the rain yesterday would have been untenable.
That would have been impossible. I don't know.
Yeah.
We could have done it.
Would not have been pretty. Well, we've gotten to the less steep part. If you can believe that. Holy crap. At least there's like some modicum of switchback on this. We made it to the top and it's like we're on another planet. Unfortunately, we have to go down to that lake just to go back up. She'll be stumbling down the mountain when she falls. She'll be tumbling down the mountain when she falls. She'll be stumbling down the mountain. She'll be tumbling down the mountain. Ah, I see a Karen, I think. So there's the camping that we could camp at if we were rational, normal people. But no, we're gonna go on to one more up and over. Are we staying by a lake tonight, baby?
It's not, it's a creek.
Oh, I like creeks.
That's one of the reasons I thought there'd be fewer people staying there, is because it's not one.
Yeah. Okay, I actually think that's a cheater, Karen. That's just somebody trying to look cool. I don't think you actually need to walk by there. But that is really beautiful. Look at that. Okay, let's go see. Eee, mira, that's like something they put on like the postcard. Woo! Yeah, we thought this would be a very packed area to stay at. And we were a little surprised because, yeah, the lake was kind of ugly, but there is definitely some pretty spots. Like, oh my gosh, there's a lovely campsite looking over that waterfall area. Oh, that is just drop dead gorgeous.
Oh man, I'm just looking down at that waterfall knowing there's some campsites right next to it that look pristine. And I may have made a bad decision.
Yeah, sometimes what makes sense on paper does not make most sense. I don't know. Especially looking up at like, what is this nonsense? Where in the... I don't see any trail. trail means business. Okay, this trail is not making small talk now. No, how you doing? Where are you from? None of that. There's no foreplay. Didn't buy me a drink, call me pretty. Nothing. Oh, and it's just like, you know what, you go straight up. Oh my God. 1,200 feet, pretty much straight up. Dear Lord. This is seriously steep, basically rock climbing, which I don't do and do not like. Oh God. I'm very scared. Ooh, if I die. I love most of you. Some people, you really piss me off. Okay, we made it. I hope to God to the top of whatever this nonsense was. Oh my God. That was seriously one of the scariest fucking things I've ever done. It was very warm. There was fucking Karens everywhere. And I wanted to knock them all over and tell everybody, don't ever come here. Don't do this. It is terrible. What do you think, baby? Am I exaggerating? Oh my God, you had to take my pack at one point.
There's fun to do.
That's the biggest mountain in the area and it's behind a cloud. You can kind of see it. Okay, we're going down now. The other side. Oh God. Oh fuck. Please don't be as bad. Okay, so far the trail on this side going down is light years better. Whew. I've almost stopped freaking out enough to where I can have a proper cry.
This is what we do now.
I did threaten to just camp right there. I was like, there's water, it's flat, I'm done. Send the helicopter for me. We still have to get down to the stream, which is still apparently a good ways away. And the sun has gone down behind the mountain. This is the closest I think we've ever come to having to pitch a tent in the dark. Let's see if we can't somehow eke it out. Got a little bit of daylight left, tiny bit of energy left, and in the morning we'll have a very nice view. We ended up walking 9 miles?
9, yeah.
9 when we thought we were walking 7. Ugh. And then it took about 2 hours longer than we anticipated, which we added 2 miles and 2 of those miles sucked ass. Makes perfect sense, I guess. Okay, I guess I better go help set up. Good night.
There's a ghost story.
The ghost of the day that was almost great.
We actually died up on that mountain.
Shh.
The people who made the trail just made some very interesting decisions. Why couldn't we just be happy going to breweries in Bariloche? We too good for that?
Good morning. The sun came up. With enough ibuprofen, we're ready to walk again. Barely any time to enjoy this beautiful view where we stayed last night. We have another very long walk ahead of us and rain in the forecast apparently. Oof. That is a crazy skyline. the jaggedy peaks. And then right over here, crazy moonscape. What is this? All the blocks of, I don't know, some kind of stone.
Tons of them.
Those aren't even like crazy. Come on. That's just straight dorky. We are in tip-top shape for today's hike. I can tell you that. The climb has begun in earnest again. It is more akin to rock climbing again than to hiking. I'm having trouble getting going. All right. Here we go. Well, the clouds are menacing. We have come up quite a ways. Luckily, it stopped being so crazy rock climbing, and it is nowhere near as sheer cliff. So, oh my gosh, yeah. Yay! We came across other people, and they said that it was not too hard to get to our refugio tonight.
Said it was very steep.
Right. But
I don't know what that means. Everybody's definition of too hard.
yeah, that's true. And he's also like a very tall, strapping, young Andean man.
Yeah, a guy, right?
Yeah, I think he's a guide. Looks like a guided tour. Yeah. Woohoo! All right, get me down there. Ooh, that's a pretty view from. We made it down the other side, but the rain has started. So we're trying to find somewhere to scramble and put on rain gear and maybe shove some food in our mouths quickly. I think this might be our spot. Baby, I'm putting on my rain gear. I think there's a tree in my pants.
Baby, there's something in your pants.
What is in my pants?
There's a big fucking tree in your pants.
How did a tree get in my pants?
It's huge. I did not put it there, I promise.
Oh, God, it's like...
It's the whole branch. How did you do that?
Yeah. Well, this is fun. Apparently the trail is not a trail. It is through the lake. We just met a big group of people who confirmed that. And we see other idiots doing the same thing. Baby, I think Argentina needs to learn how to trail.
Not a trail. It is an obstacle course. Just like the guy told us. He wasn't lying.
I thought that man was crazy. It was like maybe for like half a second you gotta get your feet wet. Nope. It's like you go through the lake. Oh. Made it through the lake. We made it down the treacherous river, creek, whatever, slick rock, where I slid at least 12 feet. Oh, fell on my ass and slid. Oh my God, it was terrifying. Luckily, Jacob was in front of me and was able to stop me. Now we're up here on the side of this mountain. This is every part of this day so far has been tedious and terrible. And we have not even gotten to the bad part. We still have about another half mile down to where we get to the 2 miles straight up climb that everybody that we've talked to passing the other way says, "Oh, that's brutal." We're momentarily in a bamboo forest, oddly, having to decide if we are gonna try and get up to the refugio, up the steepest, worst climb of the trip. We just ran into some lovely people who told us that their best guess for us would be maybe 5 hours from where we're at. They just come from there, and they said that a big storm is expected here this afternoon, so we can camp here in a little bit, or
We have to decide whether to stop at 2:15 in the afternoon,
or keep going for at least 5 hours.
It's only 2.5 miles, but it's very slow.
I guess we'll go talk about it.
Put in your vote. Tell us what to do.
Okay, let's go, babe.
I'm doing it.
Yep. So it's gonna take us at least 5, maybe 6 hours. But we'll try. If it weren't for the weather, we'd probably have no qualms with heading out. But right now, yeah, it's kind of like it could go either way. But then it's clear right now. We could wait, and in the morning, that's when the storm would hit. As we know, weather predictions are not very precise.
We're done with the creek. Now we're heading up into the trees. So first section is over. Decent amount of the elevation and pretty good amount of the mileage out of the way.
And we were told there's no camp spots. And there is a camp spot. And there's another one we could see up there.
Yeah, if you need to camp at the crossing, there's places.
I finally got to a spot where I could breathe enough to say how steep this is. Oh my god. My calves are on fire. But we're making some progress. We're about 1/3 of the way up in terms of elevation, where we need to end up. Ooh, so, and the storm has not appeared yet. Made it out of the tree line. Now, this would be a spectacular view, but yet again, we see nothing but cloud.
Still a spectacular view in that it's behind us and not in front.
Yeah. So still how many more feet?
We're probably got about 800-ish left to get to the top out of 2,200. We're reaching the bowl where the trail should level out at least a little. It shouldn't be quite as steep as it was.
The rain has started. It's starting to get windier. Oh, can we beat the storm? We did not miss the storm. It is crazy windy. I got blown over once, and we're not to the steep part up here. The only way out today is to go forward. Down from that lake over there, actually. Oh, and back up. I see there are a few. Yeah, oh, the red box down there. We're still not home free yet. Apparently, this lake is causing problems. How do we get to the refugio? It's right there. Of course, There's one more problem for today. Ugh. We have to walk around this. Which then, what do you do when you get to that giant cliffy part? I don't see anything. Oh my god. Okay. This was not on the fucking bingo card for this. Are you fucking kidding me? This is seriously rock climbing. Oh my god. I'm gonna die. I have refrained from saying that this day. But I think I might die now. Oh my god. Okay. Jacob just went over. He said it was easier than it looked. He's gonna go drop his pack. Oh, we got out our gloves, which we should have gotten out a long time ago. My hands can barely work. I'm kind of nauseous right now. Oh, my hero! Oh, be careful. Like on the other side.
So things to know, the rock is actually not very slick. I was able to stand, just is more important going down the other side.
Oh, I don't even know what's on the other side of that. Oh god, because we had to like crawl down it and whatever. I'm sorry, there will be no video of that. But that is the other side. Oh, there better not be anything else between me and a warm bed. Well, a warm sleeping bag. I'll take whatever. Okay, we finally made it. You don't even want to know what happened. It was not pretty. Fuck this place. I hate this trail so much. But now we're pitching tent in the rain. Baby, I didn't think it could get worse than yesterday.
Now you know it can always get worse.
My imagination is sorely lacking. There was no easy mile. People talked about all kinds of stuff that we ran into. They're like, oh, that path and whatever. Nobody said, oh, the last like quarter mile to the refugio is scaling rock. Today might have broken me. Morning. We are still holed up in the tent. From last night's storm. It's like after 10. It's well after 10, and it is still very stormy. So if we had waited to do this climb, if we'd stayed down by the river last night, we still would have had to hike in the storm, and that steep incline would have been.
It's now mud.
Yeah, exactly. So
I wouldn't say we were totally sure of our decision, but it turned out to be good.
Everything would have sucked either way. But we have hot chocolate. We don't know what lies at the base of the refugio. There's apparently a very steep incline there.
Yeah, about a mile, pretty steep down. Switchbacks, it looks like. Yeah.
If that's goddamn rock climbing, I'm gonna flip my shit. We didn't even get to set foot inside the refugio. It is so far away from the campsites. It's completely useless. So yeah, if you need to pop out to go to the bathroom, it's a good like 1 mile round trip over a cliff.
Cheers.
Salut.
That's still hot.
Okay, we've almost packed up our disgustingly dirty mess. You can hardly even tell the disaster. But here's our little spot. Oh, it did us well. Kind of in this hole, so it protected us a lot from the wind. Even though, trust me, it was still very windy. There's people. There was somebody right there last night in a little single tent. There's some tents up above us. It was not uncrowded, so at least, you know, misery loves company. But, oh, time to get going. 6 miles, hopefully it warms up when we get down in elevation a bit. Okay, here starts our way down. Woo. Yep. Hopefully no rock climbing. It's a great view though. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is beautiful. Trail is not bad. It is a very busy trail though. Even with the bad weather, we've seen lots of people coming up. I kept seeing people walking up with like these perfectly cut logs. And it's because they ask you to please take one on your hike up, so you can enjoy the fire. Ooh, it looks like there's a big spot where everybody hangs out. Let's go see. Apparently, this is the lunch break stop. Huh. We were told there was no camping allowed between Refugio Laguna Negra and Colonia Suiza, the town, but there's definitely people who camped here.
There was a symbol on my map, and I saw it, but I also read that you weren't supposed to stay outside of the refuge. So I wasn't counting on it, but now this is like perfectly legit.
Yeah. A nice spot.
At the bottom before you go up to the refugio campsite.
Yeah, beautiful. About 3 miles from the trailhead, and all of a sudden we're in like a tropical rainforest. Like, look at the size of those.
125 centimeters. What my miner said it.
Guess who's done?
We're not at the brewery yet, though. Does that really count as done?
Right. So we just wrapped up 4 nights, 40+ miles. Some of the hardest, most anxiety-provoking hiking I've ever done.
Till next time.
Yeah. 0.2 miles from the trailhead. Cerveceria Abierto. Yeah, this will do, baby. This will do.
This looks like it's made for backpacking.
I think this will do. Mm-hmm.